Well, hey there, all you rockaholics and CGCM Rock Radio faithful. Welcome into another edition of Rock Talk right here on YouTube with CGCM Rock Radio. Now, while we're at it, don't forget to click that like, share, and subscribe button. Yep, the one that's right there between my fingers. Keep up to date on all things happening in the world of rock and metal. Today, we are joined by Steve Janevski of the Australian band Wicked Smile. They've got a brand new album on the way in early 2026. It's called When Night Falls. We've got the debut single, the title track on your CGCM Rock Radio Top 20 Countdown. Listen for that one. We're going to talk to Steve about their creative process, how they went into this album, and what's coming up for the rest of 2025 and into 2026. I think you're going to enjoy this. If you'd like to read an in-depth review of this album, just head over to cgcmrockradio.com and check out Trevor McDougall's review of this album. It is absolutely amazing. I promise you, you'll love it. And while you're at it, don't forget, once again, to click that like, share, and subscribe button. Share it with all your rocker buddies and let them know that CGCM Rock Radio is where we talk rock, because that's how we roll. All right, and joining us this time around on Rock Talk, as I said a few moments ago, the one, the only Steve Janevski from Wicked Smile. Welcome into Rock Talk, my friend.
Hey, how are you, man? Thanks for having me.
It's great having you here, my friend. So give us the Cole's Notes, the quick backstory of Wicked Smile.
Okay, the band has been around now probably for about 6 years. Myself and Danny Ciccardi, the lead singer, formed the band in what was it? Yeah, about 2019, and we from there worked on a bunch of songs with my good buddy Paul Lane from the Defiance, Danger Danger, Solo, Dark Horse, and yeah, we wrote and recorded a bunch of tunes, and as we started to record these and listen back to them, we thought, hey, we're onto something here. And we kind of sit anywhere between, I guess we're influenced by bands like Judas Priest, Iron Maiden, Icon, Dokken, more of that 80s sort of era of hard rock and heavy metal. And after that, we recruited members, and from there we released our debut album. That came out in 2021. That's called Wait for the Night. Response was fantastic. We have toured the UK so far twice, and we're very soon off to Japan and then returning to the UK and Greater Europe next year as well, because we've just finished our new record, and it's called When Night Falls. So continuing the night theme, and we also have released the title track, When Night Falls, just in the last couple of days, which has been received fantastic.
Absolutely. And I can tell you right now, that is going to be going on the CGCM Rock Radio Top 20 Countdown, probably in either the Hot Wax track or the Screamin' Hit track. I'm not sure which one yet. I haven't decided yet, but it's going to be up there and it's going to be on the poll for fans to vote. And we'll shoot you the link there so you can share it with your fans as well.
Absolutely.
But I've been seeing that the album isn't set for worldwide release until February of 26, but you're releasing it in Japan this October. Why are you doing that?
Okay, so the Japanese tour was booked quite a while ago, and so they organised this about 6 to 7 months ago. And the way that came about, we actually played a show in Melbourne with a band called Brighter, and their manager saw us play because we were part of the bill. I think it was with Dream Evil as well from Sweden, and really liked our sound and what we were about, and invited us to play a couple of shows in Japan. And I think we're mid to late November, we're off to. We start the tour in Osaka, then we go to Nagoya, and then we finish up in Tokyo. So we've got 3 dates playing a lot of those shows with Brider, and I think Earthshaker is on the bill, and another band called Rajas. So yeah, that kind of got the ball rolling for the tour, and then there was interest to release the album in Japan. So that was all set and all done, and then we thought, okay, well, we've got to get it out to the rest of the world, and we shopped the album, and we're working with No Dust Records from the Netherlands, and it's just a way of us being able to release the vinyl and CD. It takes about 3 months to make vinyl. I'm not
Mhm.
sure if people are aware of that. So that's why there's a bit of a delay in terms of the release. And so February 6th, that comes out in Europe, including the UK and North America. And we're currently working on organising a deal in South America as well. And we'll handle things in Australia, of course. So yeah, man, it's just one of those things that just takes time, unfortunately.
Absolutely. We understand that. We understand that. Now, how musically, how different is When Night Falls from your first album?
I think it's a good progression. Actually, it wasn't something that we thought about too much, because our main aim is always to try and write a good album with no fillers, and I think we achieved that with the debut. Now, with the new album, When Night Falls, we wrote a bunch of songs, and we got it down to our favourite tunes. And it just seemed like the ones that were a little bit more energetic and heavier made the album. And after now living with it for a good 2 months, I'm happy with the progression. I think it's a little bit heavier, but still maintaining the melody, and because we're influenced by a lot of those 80s bands. You know, you have your Skid Row, Icon, Dokken. A lot of those bands would have you start out pretty heavy on the album, and then you go to a mid-tempo, and then we've got a ballad, and we finish off a little bit heavier again. So it's a little bit heavier, but I think everyone who knows what we're about, it's nothing too risque, that's for sure.
Is there a dark horse hit on this album that you think that you kind of buried it in the middle of the album, and then you just know in the back of your mind, you know what, fans are going to just latch onto this one?
I think the next single, actually, it's called Face of the Wicked. People are really going to like that one. This one's very influenced by Black Sabbath, Heaven and Hell era, and Dio. So I think people are going to really like that one. It's that moody mid-tempo kind of song, and our singer Danny Ciccardi, who's an amazing singer, he just wails on it. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to everyone hearing that. So we've made a film clip for that one as well. It'll be coming out soon.
Excellent. And now you had a clip on Facebook that said that your creative process for this album was a little bit different this time. Tell us about
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Well, this time around, because we knew which songs we wanted to work on, we thought let's let's record one tune, finish it, and then reflect, and then record the next one, finish it. So it took a bit of time. It probably took us about a good 10 to 12 months to finish the album. But I think there's no right or wrong way, because a lot of the debut album was recorded in 2 parts. I think we recorded 5 songs, and then we recorded 5 songs. Whereas this one, we had time to reflect and to make sure that we were happy with where we were going with the direction and stuff. So it's a little bit different, but it, I think, has helped us keep energetic. So you know that you're going to hear the finished product within a couple of days, a week, and then we get on to the next song and the same kind of thing. Whereas sometimes when you record a whole bunch of songs, you don't get to hear it until sometimes a good couple of months, when it's all finished. So again, there's no right or wrong, but it's just refreshing to do it this way, I think.
And that's the whole DIY approach that I'm seeing a lot in the
Yeah.
music industry these days. Like a lot of artists are taking the reins in their own hands, so to speak.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. And we we did have a lot of interest from record companies and stuff, and some very some very keen with some bigger labels. But in the end, we I guess had the opportunity to do what we wanted to do, and it's just it allows us to choose the song order, choose the singles we collectively within the band, and we're kind of in control of what we're doing a little bit more, I guess. Again, is there a right and wrong there? I don't know, but these days I think a lot of bands are going down that route because we're getting the album out to everybody, but we are in control of everything. Yeah. Because we've been there, done that. We've all been like all the members have been signed to labels before. So yeah.
That's the big thing, controlling your own product.
Yeah, there's like again, what's right, what's wrong. Some labels are fantastic to get you out there, but sometimes you can be with a label, and if you're not happy with the way things are going, it's very hard to get out of that deal and that process. Or it's very hard to get people to push it and stuff. So I guess we're our own bosses.
That's the big thing right there. So in promoting this interview on Facebook, I asked some of our listeners at CGCM Rock Radio if there was anything that they would like me to ask you. One of the biggest ones was, are you guys coming to Europe? Now you touched on that earlier. So tell us more a little bit about that.
Yeah, we've already got a festival date booked in. And that's late in May in the UK. It's called Call of the Wild Festival. So we're really looking forward to playing that one. And after that, the tour's being booked for some headline UK dates. And we're also venturing out we'll definitely be playing in the Netherlands this time because our label is there, and hopefully a couple of other countries nearby. So looking forward to it. Definitely, it's all about branching out. And as I mentioned before, we've never been to Japan as a band before, so we're really excited about that. So it's all about building on what we've done previously.
So what would you say the state of the rock scene is these days? Would you say rock is back, or it never really went away?
Well, it's definitely been swept under the carpet. I think that's for sure. That's my opinion. Particularly in Australia, there's a scene, but it's I guess it's a diehard type of scene, but it's not at the forefront. But I am happy. I have a daughter. Her name's Cassidy Paris, and she's really doing well for herself and building things up. And she's 22 years old and is just about to release her second album, and it sounds fantastic. The response is great. She's just about to announce another tour. And so I do see a lot of positives. I think people are starting to get back on board, but I think there's a lot of work to do, that's for sure. And a lot in regards to people understanding the value of music as well. And that like forever speaking to people where they'll say they really like the band, but some people either they won't invest in the band in regards to buying merchandise or buying a CD, yet they'll buy 4 coffees in a day, So do you know what I mean? So I guess it's each to their own, but I personally would love to bring back the idea of valuing music, and that people should just understand that it is an art, yes, but at the same time, there's so much work that goes into it. And if you want to see a quality band, particularly when they're playing in your area, that's the time to see them, because it's hard for a band to tour. I mean, we're venturing out, I think, twice overseas in the next 6 months, and that takes a lot of preparation and money. So I really hope that people understand that they're particularly with stuff that you do like, and if it's something that you do like, well, then I hope that people do get behind it and support it.
Absolutely. So what's one piece of advice then that you would give some upstart band that's just starting their musical journey that you wish someone had given you?
Number one, do it for the love, because if you don't do it for the love of it, then you'll probably be disappointed. Now, I've been doing this for a long time, and I still absolutely love it. And just judging by the background of what I can see behind your picture, it's the same thing. So I think first and foremost, you've got to love music. You've got to love creating, and don't have an expectation of an overnight sensation, because there's no such thing. Like, even my daughter has been um, performing since she was like 14 years old. So it takes a lot of time. She's 22 now, and things are just starting to get moving now. So uh, yeah, just do it for the love and enjoy it. And if something happens with it, fantastic. I would also recommend keep your day job, because it's not easy. It's definitely not easy. I've been working my whole life, and I kind of balance music with work. I'm fortunate enough where I can do that, but it's not easy. There's a lot of work that goes into making your band or yourself a success. That's for sure.
Absolutely. And you know what? It's the same thing with radio. I was in radio for over 20 years professionally. And,
Sure.
you know, it was a long, hard road. But when I started doing it as a hobby, got out of
Yeah.
radio professionally, doing it as a hobby, that's when it really started to, I don't know, bloom for me, I guess you could say.
Sure. Yeah.
It,
Yeah.
it's,
I
it's,
totally understand.
it's amazing. So is everybody's got that one song. You hear it on the radio, it comes on, and you just go, damn, I wish I wrote that song. What's Steve's?
That's a great question. Oh man, I would say it's probably a combination, because I like anything from. I love good songs first and foremost, and lots of different genres. But my number one is hard rock, heavy metal. So I would probably say it's a tie between Stargazer, Rainbow,
Mm-hmm.
and Animal by Def Leppard.
Oh, yeah. Good choices.
Yes,
Good choices. Now, do you have a desert island album? You're stuck on the desert island. You can only have one album with you.
gosh, it'll either be Rainbow Rising or uh, the first two Icon albums. So the debut or the second. Yeah, so it's a hard, and I haven't really answered your question there. I could probably go on for about 10 albums, but probably Rainbow Rising.
There you go. There you go. So, do you have 5 songs? Give me 5 songs that you absolutely have to have in your set every night. It can be an original, it can be a cover, but 5 songs that you absolutely have to have in your set every night.
Yep. Okay. So definitely with Wicked Smile would be Days of Delirium. That's probably the song that has had the best response every time we play, and we often play that one as an encore. Second song, I would say Danger, which is by Cassidy, my daughter, because I play guitar in her band as well. I love performing that song. And third song, I'd say Rainbow in the Dark by Dio, because we performed that in the Wicked Smile set. Let's think. Another one would be, I'm going to say, a Danger Danger song, because I also have played guitar with Paul Lane in his
Mm-hmm.
solo band. I say Beat the Bullet by Danger Danger. I love that. And I know that's Ted Poly era, but Paul sang that on the live album as well. And I love performing that one. And last of all, uh, I'll say a song by my old band, Black Majesty, called Guardian, which the singer of Wicked Smile also sings on. So yeah, I think that's 5.
Yeah, that's 5. Good job.
Yeah, yeah.
Good job. So, one last question here before we wrap things up here. Nothing to do with music. I know you're a big Australian rules football fan, but what's your prediction for the FIFA World Cup 2026?
Wow. Uh, I'm going to say Spain, because I visited Spain recently, and yeah, and I just love that country so much. My son is a huge football fan, and particularly English soccer. So
Right.
um, yeah, but from what I do know about football, I'd probably say Spain. They've been pretty good? Is that right?
Sure. I'll put that on. I'm going to keep track of everybody's prediction. I've got one Brazil and one Spain. So we'll go with that.
Okay,
And as I talk to more people, we'll just continue and then we'll see what happens. And who knows?
cool, cool, man. Now you got it.
All right. Steve Janevski from Wicked Smile. Thanks for joining us on this edition of Rock Talk. What's your website? What's your socials?
Thank you. It's wickedsmileband.com, and you can just search us up on Facebook. So, and for Cassidy, it's Cassidy Paris official. So, or you can look up on the website cassidyparis.com.
Awesome. And again, thank you for joining us on this edition of Rock Talk, my friend Steve Janevski. And thank you for joining us. And we'll catch you again next time with CGCM Rock Radio.